Chapter 1354. Alex smiled and said, "Mr. Suki is not bad. You can see that what you have cleaned up is a spirited guy, but just a little bit shorter." Suki was depressed for a while. He is less than 1.7 meters tall. Although he is a normal height among Asian men, he is still far from the standard of being rich and handsome. Suki dreamed of growing to 1.8 meters, but after trying many ways, he still failed. Therefore, the problem of height has always been a pain in his heart. Right now, in front of Xingshi, being teased by Alex, she is 1.5 meters tall, made his face somewhat uncontrollable. Alex said at this time, "Hey, Mr. Suki, I didn't expect your Mandarin to speak very standard, but it is much better than your brother." Suki hurriedly said, "My brother was lazy during his lifetime, so he has not studied Japanese very seriously." "Oh," Alex nodded lightly and smiled, "I heard that Mr. Suki's company sponsored this Sanda competition. Is this the reason you came to Oris Hill?" Yes. Suki wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and said hurriedly, "We are the sponsor of this competition, and I will personally be presenting the champion of this competition after the finals." Alex nodded and smiled, and said to Daisy next to him, "Daisy, have you seen the short one? Waiting for you to win the championship, he will give you the prize." "Little shorter?" Hearing this, Suki felt very depressed. He is not short in China, why does Alex call himself short? Moreover, he looked down upon himself too much when he spoke. At any rate, he was also a big living person of 1.6 meters standing here, and he even asked that Daisy, did he see himself as a little one? Is it that he is too short to make Daisy invisible? Suki was extremely depressed, but he knew that he was on someone else's territory, so he didn't dare to show his depression and anger. At this time, Yamamoto Kazuki looked a little ugly. He looked at Alex and said coldly, "This gentleman's tone is a bit too arrogant, right?" Alex frowned, pointed to Suki, and asked Yamamoto Kazuki, "Master, look for yourself, is it wrong that I said he is short?" Suki suffered a crit once again, and almost a mouthful of blood stuck in his throat, almost about to vomit out. Xingshi on the side suddenly chuckled. She heard that Alex was deliberately taking the opportunity to ridicule Suki, but she didn't expect this man to be so humorous. At this time, Yamamoto Kazuki said with a black face, "I was talking arrogantly, not this short man, but what you just said to Daisy. The champion of this competition must be the Xingshi next to me. She is the youngest and most promising Sanda master in China. Among her peers, no one can match." Hearing this, Xingshi hurriedly lowered her head and said humbly, "Master, you are serious. There's an old Japanese saying that there's a sky outside the sky and there are people outside the world. Xingshi dare not pretend that no one can match." Yamamoto Kazuki said coldly, "Xingshi, a warrior must have the faith and confidence to win at all times.